I don't know. After hearing him calm and talking about the Tether story, it's probable.
Let's go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
Probation. What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? It's a late night stream. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're just gonna rock with it. This is an older clip. Judge DiSanto. She actually went to this residence, and it wasn't good. I've been holding on to this, and I don't know why. So I just decided to play it. There's no better time than right now than just to play this clip. Let's get it out there. But this is a long landlord-tenant case. It went on for a couple of weeks. She actually went to this residence, and this is after she visited this residence. I don't have the before clip. This is the after clip. There were a lot of people that said they wanted to see this, and I tried to get the first clip, but I couldn't get it without taking it from someone else's channel. So, you know what? Let's just play it. Right? There's no harm in it. This is the clip that I got. And yeah, so let's go. But before we get into it, you already know what to do. Like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. You do whatever you want to do. You do you. But do the jump kick backflips and like and subscribe. All right, let's go.
In the matter of MSR Holding versus Candace DeForest, all occupants 231779. All right, and good afternoon. And counsel for plaintiff, your appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Fond Packer.
Thank you. And for the defense.
Good morning, Your Honor. Natalie Hess, P86634 on behalf of Mr. Forrest.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, Amber Anderson, P86091 from counsel for defendant.
All right, thank you. And your name, please.
Candace DeForest.
All right, thank you. Okay, and so today is the date scheduled for the adjourned date. There were quite a few repairs that needed to be addressed. And I believe that we had adjourned so that that work could be started. No?
Yes, correct, Your Honor. And there was an escrow order also entered. I do believe Mr. Forrest made the escrow payment for September, but I'm not sure about this month.
Okay, so as of September 18th, there was $900 in there. I don't have an updated amount, which I can get for you, counsel. And what was the date of everybody was back? September 15th, right? Isn't that when everybody was here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so where are we at with the repairs?
Your Honor, the repairs were started, and I did have some pictures of the repairs being started and worked on. I'm not sure. I do have Mr. Almudra, who's been at the hearings, if the court has any questions about the progress of the repairs. And I can present the pictures if the court would like me to present them.
Okay, counsel, have you had a chance to review the photos
Your Honor, I just received them
today?
10 minutes ago.
I just got them this morning, Your Honor. I did my best to get them.
Okay, did you, when you received them from your client, did you send them right over to
No,
defense?
unfortunately, my paralegal was out of the office today, so the only way I could get them, they were printed for me this morning when I picked them up. I didn't have a chance to see them. I didn't have any help this morning.
Okay, and so, ma'am, Mr. Forrest, when did individuals appear at the home to do the repairs?
They've been there for 6 days. I don't know if one of me, but they were there for 6 days. Mudding, they just started painting yesterday, and they have to come back. But some of the repairs, they just kept adding mud, like where the wall was falling apart in my daughter's room. They put a big piece of tape and just mudded it all.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, why wouldn't they have put a piece of drywall in there, mudded it together, sanded it, mudded it again, sanded it to make sure? You can't just put tape on there because if somebody falls into it, it's gonna create another hole. I'm not a drywall expert, but I mean, that's some common sense. Is that, is one of the individuals that did the repair here?
No, ma'am,
No,
no,
they're not here.
no, ma'am.
I'm going to choose my words very carefully. And counsel, this isn't meant to be expressed toward you. I understand you're representing your clients. But it appears, based on the tenor of the case thus far, after seeing for my own eyes the condition of parts of the premises and the haphazard steps that are going towards the repairs, I have some serious concerns with this property.
Your Honor, my client attempted to get in there very early after the last hearing, and they weren't able to get in after multiple attempts, and Stormwater High can speak to that. I do believe the pictures show some significant progress versus what was the appearance of the property at the time.
Okay, so let me go very quickly here. The daughter's room upstairs, the ceiling, has that been repaired?
Yes.
Sir, I can't have you speak right now. You're not identified for the record.
They took a piece of plywood and stuck it into the
A piece of
hole.
what?
Plywood
Plywood?
and stuck it in the hole. The fan, they mudded and it still got the 2x4s holding the fan up. And they just pushed in the electrical work and mudded and put plywood in the crack.
Okay. I'm going to take.
All right, for all you late joiners who didn't hear the intro, this is at least the second, if not third time, maybe even more than that, this case has been in front of Judge DiSanto. This is a landlord-tenant matter. All three of these women are not paying rent because of repairs, for serious repairs. And they have documentation of the repairs. There was a hole in the floor because of water damage. The walls were like bowing in. So they were, you know what? I don't know what they were ordered to do. But the landlord was required to fix all this, to the point where Judge DiSanto went. She actually went to this property. She saw it with her own eyes. She went with the defendants, the attorneys. She went with everybody and saw this property for herself. And this was about a week before this hearing we have here. The hearing before this, that's the hearing I was trying to collect. I want to put them both together, but I couldn't get it without stealing it from someone else's channel. So I'm just playing this one. So I just gave you the quick backdrop. So that's what happened. Judge DiSanto physically went to this property. She saw the property and saw everything that was going on with the claims. And it gets good. It gets real good. It gets real good.
Take a brief recess on this matter. I have to do this in custody. Please, what I'm asking counsel for you to do is go photo by photo, have Mr. Forrest present as well as the individual that's apparently in charge of making sure that repairs get done. But he's not the one that's doing the repairs. Please look at those and then come back in within like 5 or 7 minutes, okay? So we're going to go on the record.
Is it okay having my stuff here?
Yes.
Okay.
We're on the record. In the matter of the state of Michigan versus DeJuan Lee, 232234.
How long have I been muted? Oh my god, I've been talking for so long. Sometimes I just hate it. Sometimes I hate it. No, you weren't frozen. I was frozen. I was frozen in time. I was sitting here talking to Debbie, telling her who possibly could have the first clip, and you guys didn't hear anything about it. All right. Well, that's what happens. That's what happens. Yeah, we have this random dude that shows up in a wife beater in the middle of this hearing. You know what? I'm just gonna play it now. I'm not even gonna talk again. So defeated. I am so defeated. Yeah, like and subscribe. Follow me for more tips on how to create a YouTube channel. Yeah, yay.
And appearance, counsel?
Good afternoon, Judge. Attorney Corey Westmoreland, appearing on behalf of Mr. Lee.
All right, thank you. And Detective Sergeant Grote, if you can please state your name for the record.
Detective Sergeant Ken Grote.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You may proceed on the warrant.
October 13th, 2023, approximately 5:30 a.m., Wyandotte officers Cox and T. Grote were dispatched to the Jimmy John's restaurant located at 3169 Biddle in the city of Wyandotte. The caller was a store employee who arrived for work and noticed an occupied running vehicle parked outside the business and had not moved. Officers arrived and located two males inside the vehicle passed out. Officers could smell a strong odor of alcohol coming from the Officers attempted to wake both individuals, but they were unsuccessful and requested a rescue to make the location. While waiting for the rescue, Officer Cox was able to reach inside the vehicle and turn the vehicle off, and he was able to wake up the driver, later identified as Mr. Lee, for a moment, then he passed back out. Officer Cox saw a black plastic squeeze container on the center console in the cup holder next to Mr. Lee and one laying on the driver's side floorboard next to Mr. Lee's foot. Officer Cox removed the container and saw that they contained several individual baggies that contained cocaine. The Wyandotte Fire Department arrived and were able to wake up Mr. Lee and his passenger, and both were highly intoxicated. They thought they were in the city of Detroit. Both Lee and his passenger refused medical attention and signed off for treatment. Officers took Mr. Lee into custody, and at the station, they field tested positive 7 small individual cell phone baggies that field tested positive to be cocaine, and total weight was 3.6 grams.
All right, thank you. Upon examination of the complaining witness, I find the offense charge is committed. There's probable cause to believe defendant committed the offense. And sir, your name for the record, please.
Your name.
Dewan Lee.
Okay. And counsel as to the arraignment.
At this time, Judge, we are prepared to waive a formal reading. My client stands mute.
Or waive the formal reading. Enter plea of not guilty on your behalf, on your client's behalf. Sir, you have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford to retain your own counsel, the court will appoint one to represent you. And in fact, you got an opportunity to speak to an attorney today, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you also understand that you do have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. And you also do have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all of your rights, sir?
All right. Now that I'm not muted anymore and I paused it for, I don't know, what was it, like 45 minutes and you guys couldn't hear me? This guy's giving the Pledge of Allegiance. He has nothing to do with the case that I'm showing you. It's just a nice little break. But he's giving the Pledge of Allegiance right now. Raise your right arm and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I don't even remember the words. But yeah, that's what he's doing right now. And yeah, all right. I'm just, you know what? I have no reason to pause it anymore. Let's just have some fun.
The court has already entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf. We'll schedule this matter for a probable cause conference on October 19th at 9:50 a.m. And counsel as to bond.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like you to know that Mr. Lee currently resides in Detroit. He works as a caregiver. He's not currently on probation or parole. And after speaking with him at length this afternoon, he did assure me that he would be appearing at all future court dates. He does understand the importance of making sure that he does appear. I would just respectfully request that all that be taken into account when assessing a bond on behalf of Mr. Lee.
All right, thank you. And DiSanto Sergeant Grote as to bond.
Your Honor, Mr. Lee, he's been a model prisoner, didn't give the officers last night a hard time. He has a minimal criminal history. The reason we'll ask for a bond is he has no ties to the community. We'll ask for a $5,000 10% bond.
All right, thank you. Sir, what happened? It shows you.
If he puts his hand down at all throughout this entire thing, I'm gonna be disappointed. Again, this case that I'm showing has nothing to do with this guy. It's just a little break while the parties went outside. But if he removes his hand from his chest, then epic fail, because he has to leave it there for the rest of the time now. Let's go.
You've been charged before in matters, but it doesn't appear, it shows that you were charged in 2006 for domestic violence, but doesn't show what happened. In 2010, it shows that there was a felony assault warrant requested, but it doesn't show what happened. What happened with those matters?
I think they got dismissed or something. I really don't remember.
Oh, he's
2000 and-
double-handing it.
6 and 2010.
Domestic violence.
In 2006.
I've gotten, I think I got into it with my lover.
I just want to know what happened with the case.
Oh, everything was dismissed.
Put your hand back on your chest.
Okay.
I just lost $100. I lost a bet.
Are you currently on probation or parole anywhere, sir?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever failed to appear in court for any reason?
Yes.
Okay, and why did you fail to appear in court?
I failed to appear in court when?
No,
I don't know, you just answered that you did.
No.
She asked if you ever failed to appear.
Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I never failed to appear.
All right.
I didn't
Okay.
hear her.
That's okay. Given the defendant's lack of ties locally, the court's going to indicate a $5,000 10% bond to ensure Mr. Lee's appearance. In the event you post bonds, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right, let's go off the record. Are Mr. Michael and Mr. Schwartz?
I did not see him, but I'll check right now. Just
Okay, or maybe even if you can check with Carly to see if something.
I have.
Doreen, maybe even.
Okay.
I am no longer in control of this clip. I am no longer in control. We're all just watching and having fun now.
Where'd Mr. Becker go?
Hey, speaking of which, the one thing I do have control of, like and subscribe, please.
Oh, Gordon.
And if you want to donate, please donate.
1019 at 950 with a 5,000.
10% bond, no alcohol or drugs. Let's
Got
check. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I was correct.
You are correct.
You are correct. All right. Now that I'm
Okay.
talking. No. Judge, you're interrupting me. You're lucky I like you, Judge. Oh, she memed herself. All right. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, this clip is from about a month ago. I've been trying to get the rest of the case to play it, but I can't get it without taking it from someone else's channel. Debbie Baker, I don't know who else's channel I found the first clip on. It was somebody's channel. I don't remember whose. Anyways, if you haven't done it already, like and subscribe. I like these little dead times. I don't have to pause it. We can see Judge DiSanto laughing, court still moving, and I can still talk at the same time. And it, like, you know, it's like what do they call it? Getting two birds high at the same time. That's the old saying, right? Yeah, Judge DiSanto liked it. Yeah, it was good. If anyone would like to donate to the cause, I do spend a lot of time on this channel. The link is in the description. I am almost officially 1 month out of YouTube jail. 3 days away from being 30 days into my 90-day sentence. So we're getting there. All right, they're coming back. They are coming back. All right, I feel like I missed a lot of comments since I've been trying to fill the dead air without fast forwarding, because I don't know where to fast forward to. We just got weird drunk dude whose stomach was disproportionate to his body. Thank you, Debbie, for pointing that out. Bobby Williams, we did it all in elementary school, the 6th grade. No idea what that what you're referring to. I must have missed a point. Criminal. Am I a criminal? Are you a criminal? Are we both criminals? I don't know. Michelle. Always good to see you. Always good to see
We are
you.
going back on the record in the matter of MSR Holding versus Candace DeForest. All parties are present, all attorneys are present. And first I'm going to address something that was brought to my attention, which is quite disturbing.
It's
Apparently,
about to
there was
go
some yelling
down.
and cursing out in the lobby during the time that this court had instructed the attorneys to go out.
Is this live? That's a very good question, because it's a very convoluted answer. Is this video that I'm playing right now on my live stream going live right now? Absolutely. This is very much live, as I am currently talking in real time. Is Judge DiSanto in court right now overseeing this case? No. This happened about a month ago. I hope that answered that question. I hope you're not confused anymore. Yeah.
And have a conversation regarding the pictures. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And who was doing the yelling and the cursing?
Your Honor, if I may.
Well, first I want to know, was it the attorneys or was it the parties?
The parties, Your Honor.
Okay. And who was the first one to start the yelling?
Ms. DeForest.
Your Honor, it was the maintenance manager who, as we're walking out, said that made a comment about Mr. Forrest.
What was the comment?
I'm a fucking liar.
And so it was hostile before we even got through the second set of doors. So we went to the table to start looking at pictures. And that is when the maintenance manager started making statements calling Mr. Forrest. So Mr. Forrest got upset. He was telling her to shut her mouth, to which I looked at Mr.
I appreciate that you were watching another one of my videos and then saw that this one was. Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's awesome. Welcome to the Cooligans. This is what we do. Don't pay attention to no and no. He's going to ask you for your social security number. Please say no. Don't give it to him. Doesn't matter what he asks you. Just say no. Who else? Who else do you need to be worried about? No, that's about it. His name's Pseudo. Yeah, run away from him. That guy's weird. And yeah, no, outside of those two, you're good. You're good. Everyone else is really polite. Just watch out for no, and pseudonym. Other than that, you're good.
Mr. Papagrin said, if this is going to be hostile like this, like we can't get together. And he kept screaming. Mr. Forrest is trying to defend herself. Miss Anderson took Mr. Forrest over in the corner. Mr. Papagrin and I decided to talk without the parties present, and we got through probably 10 pictures. And the maintenance manager is yelling on the other side that if she's gonna cry, that you're gonna feel bad for her. So Candace is hearing this. And then at that point, I looked at Mr. Packer and said, I'm going to get an officer because this is now escalating. And that is what I did.
So, yes, but which individual was it? The one that's in the front row there? All right, sir, please come forward. If you can please state and spell your first and last names again for the record.
Ibrahim Al-Madrahi, Ibrahim, last name Adrahi. Adrahi.
Okay, let me just make one thing clear. Tears don't affect me. Just want to be clear on that. Tears do not affect me. So if somebody's crying, not crying, has zero bearing. So I just want to be very clear on that. Second, I'm going to have both of you please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Mr. Al-Madrahi?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
Of course. Okay.
It's about to go down.
Mr. Al-Madrahi, did you make a comment on your way out of the courtroom? Do not lie to me.
Yes, I made a comment, but
What was the comment you made?
I said she's lying. I didn't say she's fucking lying. I didn't say
Okay.
that. I said.
Why were you making any comment at all?
I was talking to him. I wasn't even talking to her. She overheard our conversation, Your
Okay,
Honor.
so then, sir, have a conversation with your attorney outside of the earshot of anybody. As you're walking out with your attorney, there are other people around that are going to hear your comment. Keep it to yourself.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Were there additional, I'm sorry, Mr. Bepiker, just one
I
moment.
just, because you gave Ms. Hess an opportunity to speak, I still haven't had that.
Yeah, you're correct. I'm going to give you that opportunity in just one moment. Did you make comments out there in the lobby?
Yes, I did speak in the lobby as well, yes.
And you have an attorney here, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, so that the conversation was supposed to be between the attorneys.
I was explaining to him because, Your Honor, when she was mentioning about the tape she's referred to, that tape is what's applied to the drywall prior to it being mudded and painted. We spent 6 days in that home, and for her to say that the work is not done, we completed everything you guys asked us to do there. And it was very frustrating for me to hear her say that and then just simply get emotional and break down. It's very frustrating because we worked really hard there. 6 days, like she stated, and prior to those 6 days, Your Honor, we attempted to try to call her, numerous times. I even went as far as to contact him, as like, this lady's not trying to let us in there.
Okay.
And I even called him, hey,
And I-
Upon told me. He said,
And I can understand, sir, that you would be frustrated when you feel as though your hard work was not recognized. I understand that. That doesn't mean that there should be
but Your Honor.
loud arguing or demeaning conversation when there's conversation here. Mr. Babaker, what is it that you would like to say?
Well, Mr. Robert, go ahead and state it quick. He was talking to me, Mr. Force overheard him, and it was Mr. Force that threw the first F-bomb, and I don't believe my client he didn't swear at all. Mr. Force started yelling and screaming and crying, and that was his point. He was irritated because he feels like, he just showed me a video on his phone, videos, pictures, evidence that clearly show that the work that was done appears to have been done.
Please hold on, ma'am, okay? Please stop.
Appears to have been done in the workmanlike manner. And I'm not a professional, just like the court says, they're not, or it's not a professional. But as far as I can tell, there was plenty of work that was done that was being minimized by the comments of Mr. Force or by the statements of Mr. Force before Mr. Mudra had a chance to speak. I did explain to him the issue with one or another, as you stated, Your Honor, when we speak with each other, attorney clients should be speaking with each other in a position where nobody else can hear. And so that was a mistake. And that's how it escalated. That is true. He didn't know, I didn't know Ms. DeForest was behind the scenes, honestly. When we were walking out of between the two doors, I had no idea. So it shouldn't have escalated, and I apologize on our end on behalf of my clients for what occurred. But I was standing right there. Ms. DeForest is the first one to throw the first swear words, and she was the first one to yell. My client never yelled. But he did get emotional, and he was stating things about her misrepresenting the truth to the.
And I apologize as well, Your Honor. It was not until she swore and started talking down to me and started crying that I then, at that point, then I did tell her, yes, I did say, you can't just cry and get emotional like that and people are just gonna listen. Do you want me to go in there and start crying in front of the judge? I even went as far as, because we did a lot of work there, Your Honor. And I definitely was not having a conversation with her or her.
And sir, I understand you may have done a lot of work, but I was there and I am interested to see the videos and the pictures because I don't know that 6 days was enough. Because I saw the condition of a lot of portions of the home.
Sure.
I'm going to see.
Okay.
And Mr. Forrest,
Yes, ma'am.
I understand this is an emotional and upsetting issue. What do you think is going to be accomplished by dropping F-bombs?
I'm sorry for dropping the F-bomb. I'm very sorry. That was disrespectful and not professional for me to do. I went out when I heard them. I looked at my kid and I was talking to my kid. He went back at me when I was literally saying something to my kid. Cause I said, I guess I'm lying. And that's what.
How old is your child?
My child is 15.
Why are you bringing your child here to court?
She had to leave school, so I had to bring her with me.
Why did she have to leave school?
She wasn't feeling good. It's personal reasons.
And so you had to bring her here to court.
I was running behind when I got the phone call from her. I was running behind God saying that I need to be on my way and I just brought her.
And so you thought it was appropriate to make the comment to your child regarding what's going on in court. That's not appropriate. Your 15-year-old doesn't need to have that added stress. If she's already having some personal issues, she doesn't need that. So here's what
All right. I want to know. I really want to know at this point, before I hit play, everyone that's watching this afterwards that hasn't seen it, who's right, who's wrong on this? You've heard both sides. The ladies live in a borderline condemned apartment that they had massive water damage. The ceiling fell through. Their walls were bowing to the point where Judge DiSanto actually visited the physical place. She went there to see for herself. You've heard from, I mean, we're not even halfway through this, so there's a lot more to come. But I want to know who's right, who's wrong. Is Judge DiSanto trying to pick the lesser of two evils? If she's just balancing, are the landlords wrong for not repairing? Are the tenants wrong for not paying? Because this I believe this is a terminacy. I can't even say the word right now. They're trying to get her. The landlords are trying to get these guys, the women, out of the place. I believe that's what this is about. And they're arguing we're not paying because we live in essentially a condemned area or in a unit. And like I said, DiSanto went to visit. What you think? Tell me what you think. Because I don't remember how this ends, but I don't feel like there's a conclusion to this. I really don't. All right. Let's go.
I want to know first of all, what day did you first contact Mr. Forrest to go into the home to do the repairs?
I'll give you the exact dates and messaging as well.
I don't know. I don't know what it was when they moved in. All I know is this is about the third hearing for this case. That's all I know, Annette. I'm sorry. I don't remember. This isn't a new case. This didn't happen yesterday. This is a month old at least. Yeah. Judge went there. She went there. Saw for herself.
Does that sound right, sir?
It may be right, but I actually got screenshot messages with her replying, because when we initially first reached out to her, we had set a time with her and then she just wasn't answering. and then we had to cancel.
Okay, so I want to know that date.
I would go with that date.
October 2nd.
I would go with that date for now, yeah, October 2nd.
So just last week. Just last week.
But the thing about it, Your Honor, is she's restricting us only do work on Monday and Wednesday for whatever reason.
Your Honor, I can confirm that we spoke before last week about scheduling Mr. Madre called me before last week. It was in September, or probably the week after the last.
We attempted to go the next day after court, but then she put us on a Monday and Wednesday restriction, and then she even canceled on, I believe it was the first Monday.
Okay, ma'am, why was there a Monday, Wednesday restriction?
There wasn't a Monday and Wednesday restriction. I never text him. I text somebody else.
Who were you texting?
One of their employees, he never came out to the house to do any of the work. I was.
So Mr. Al-Madrahi, who is it that she was communicating with?
Just the guys that work for me that were.
So where are those guys?
I mean,
Your Honor, it's very difficult to have everybody, they have he's the manager.
it's very difficult, to be honest with you, Your Honor. I mean, like, for me to ask them to stop, they gotta do the work orders and work for the day as well.
I understand that, but you're also wanting this person to relocate from the home. There is a counter complaint requesting an abatement. So I can't, how am I supposed to determine what that abatement should be, if any, if I don't know exactly what's going on? And I'm just hearing what you're being told or what you think it is, and I don't have that person here.
I mean, the thing about it, Your Honor, is the repairs are complete. You can ask her, are the repairs complete or not?
I think I did ask, and I think I was told no. Are the repairs complete?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so that's what I'm being told.
Is there something that wasn't completed?
Well, that was going to be my next question, but you're testifying that you completed everything.
I'm testifying that the garage door was repaired, the sink base was repaired, even though that wasn't a request, but she asked for it. The gaps in the crawl space were completed, the drywall upstairs in the room was repainted. There was an access panel in the attic itself where it needed, it was missing like a 2-foot section of drywall, which we put plywood. We ran it straight through across. It was in the attic in the back of the area. We closed that wall for her. We mudded and painted that whole upstairs, cleaned our mess behind us, vacuumed up the carpet, took care of that laundry room. So
all the dirt.
All right, before this goes on much longer, when Judge DiSanto went to visit it, and the owners or the managers were repairs, they did not do it well at all. They were saying that all the repairs were done, and they pretty much just put putty over the walls that were bowing. They just tried to throw that paste stuff from elementary school, that paste, it's like newspaper mixed with water. That's what they tried to put on the ceiling almost. Like that's almost is what they were talking about. Is there was nothing done to code, and that's why she went there, because of the pictures. That's what's going on. These people the owners did not do a good job repairing this. So I'm reading all these comments. That's why I keep pausing. I haven't seen pictures. There's no pictures, but I'm gonna believe Judge DiSanto. I'm gonna believe what she says. As much as I think that these women are, trying to maybe not pay rent for a month or two, they're not wrong. They should put it in escrow, but I don't believe they're wrong. That's my opinion. But they're living in a place that probably should be condemned.
Out of that laundry room?
Yes, we cleaned it.
And it's all, hold on, please. On the outside, there is a hole. That's all covered up?
Everything.
It's all repaired?
Yes.
Is that accurate, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
There's still dirt in the laundry room?
I have pictures that I took today that I can prove it.
Let me see them.
Your Honor,
But you need to show counsel.
if I may, Ms. DeForest had sent us pictures today of the repairs and had been communicating that the repairs were not done correctly. We did not know that these pictures were going to be given to us. Had we known, we would have produced our pictures as well.
Well, either way, pictures should have been produced by both sides
Your Honor,
on a timely basis.
unlike sister counsel, I have no problem looking at pictures. It takes seconds.
Okay, so.
I mean, I'm not. This is just under delay. You can show me pictures, I'll look at them, and I don't mind if the court sees them.
I mean, we cleaned the floor, I mean, that's just gunk on the floor, she's gonna have to like mop that
Where's
or
the-
whatever.
Hold on. I'm not gonna have the two of you
Yeah.
have any exchange with each other. Please, Gordy, can you come, please?
And Mr. Almadre has the pictures that he would like to present the court.
Okay. Okay, so this is the laundry room area.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, there's definitely a lot less dirt on the floor, but ma'am, some of that is, you're going to have to do some deep cleaning on that.
You can touch the wall and it moves and shakes.
Okay, so again, my question is this, ma'am. I know that the issue right now is what type of abatement, if any, you should be receiving on your rent that's owed. But my question is this, do you have anywhere else you're moving? Because I'm not sure why you still want to be there.
I'm packing up and moving.
I'll take a look at Mr. Almadrahi's.
You could
You could put
scroll.
the video on the scroll if you want.
I agree with that. And I think the last time that we heard this hearing, Judge DiSanto said something about along those lines as well. She's really invested in this. Like I said, she went to the physical property to see what was going on.
Okay, the court's looking at the upstairs
She
bedroom.
took 2 hours
and the
out of her
ceiling, which
docket to go
appears
see
to
what
have
was going on.
all of those repairs being made. I'm trying to catch the ceiling fan.
There are more
Oh, there it
pictures
is.
if you scroll through, Your Honor.
Hey, Leanne.
And Mr. Almadre,
Those, even plus the photos after the video, if you'd like, and the videos.
Hold on, I can't have you speaking while this is playing, even though it's not really on the record, but, I mean, the hearing's on the record, but that is not. Okay, so, Mr. Forrest, what is not complete on the upstairs?
So on the upstairs where the drywall was falling down,
On the ceiling?
on the ceiling, they, like I said, they put plywood and just try to cover up the hole, but the paint is coming off. On the side where the water damage was, in my daughter's room, by the window, they just up there, and then if you go into the closet on that wall.
Hold on, you're jumping from one to another, I can't have you do that.
No, it's the same wall.
You're saying that they just painted it.
Yes, they put a tape up and just paint in mud and tape it. You can see all the water damage on the other side of the wall.
Okay, so it appears, and I'm looking at this, and it's a drastic improvement from when I was there in person. I mean, it appears as though there was drywall pieces put up, it was taped, it was mudded, the person sanding it. I mean, I can't imagine, I mean, and looking at the ceiling, he wasn't doing it just for the video. They properly covered everything, so your items weren't being covered in drywall dust. So it appears as though the repairs are made. It may not be a 100%, but the repairs appear to have been made. It may not be made to perfection or on a new construction, but again, this is a very old house, right? There's already some cracking and some settling and whatnot just from the actual home itself. What is not done?
If my daughter fell into that wall, it would fall apart.
Which wall?
The wall by the window. It would fall apart. Now, in the laundry room,
Yeah, that's speculative at best.
I understand that, Council.
in the laundry room, there is a hole, and the wall, all the wood chips is from the wall caving, like it's caving in. There's no
Okay, so there are
bottom.
some structural issues that appear to need to be done,
Yes.
but that isn't something that's going to happen from one one to the next. So, counsel, you asked for an abatement. And if I recall correctly, you asked for.
Oh no, she put down the phone. That was the perfect. This is a new iPhone. It's made with titanium. Look at this beautiful iPhone that's made with titanium. We're not going to tell you anything else about the phone except that it's made with titanium. She just put it down. It's a perfect iPhone commercial, and then she just put it down because maybe it wasn't made with titanium. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We're only like halfway through this, just so you guys are aware. If you want me to, stay paused for about 10, 15 seconds where you can use a restroom, maybe get some popcorn, get your Coca-Cola, whatever. But she just put down the titanium iPhone. Just saying. Just saying.
For an abatement of almost the entire rent, correct?
Your Honor, we recalculated the abatement
Okay,
since last hearing. That was what we were supposed to do and break it down, and we did break it down.
okay,
This also, our calculation does not include September rent because we received the ledger today. It goes through 8/15. That was the last number we were provided. We are asking for $5,003.07. And I prepared a table explaining how we got there, our reasoning for it.
had you provided that table to Mr. Bapaker?
We had emailed him today with an offer.
Your Honor, again, I don't mind looking at it right now. quickly.
Okay, I understand that, but here's the frustration, is that we shouldn't be utilizing the court time to exchange documents and information and communication that clearly should have been done before we were all here, before everybody was here. And then you were all sitting out there in the lobby, and I think some pictures were given at the last minute. But was there any discussion about the abatement amount?
Yes, Your Honor.
There was?
Yes.
Okay, and is there any agreement or movement or
No, Your Honor.
anything of that nature?
No, Your Honor.
You're asking still for 100% of the back rent,
At this point, Your Honor, yes.
despite all these issues that were going on with the home?
The issue, Your Honor, is not with, my client was willing to give an abatement. The issue is with the payment arrangement that's being proposed. It's a lot longer than my client is willing to wait to be paid.
Okay, I understand that. So what's the abatement amount that your client's willing to accept?
$2,500.
Okay,
That was what was the amount that was offered at the last.
and is that something your client is willing to accept?
Your Honor, I would have to talk to my client really quick.
Okay, please do so.
While they're talking about abatement, let's have a conversation about what it takes to put these videos together. Selfless plug. My link tree is in the description. If you would like to, please donate. They're talking about abatement. Why not? Why not? If you'd like to donate, every single dollar matters. I don't care if you can only donate a penny. If you can donate, maybe 3 pennies. Every penny matters. And I very much appreciate it.
Your Honor, I confirm.
Selfless plug over.
Okay, and
She is not willing to accept that rent.
okay, let me see the table that you've supplied to council. You have that table, council?
Yes.
I did mess up at the bottom. That is a 0, 203.07, which would make the total 07.
And so why should there be $200 a day in an abatement from the furnace?
Your Honor, she went 6 days without heat in March. So we calculated that at $200 a day.
Okay, but how did you get to the $200 amount? Where did the $200 come from? There's a request for abatement. There needs to be a quantifiable amount and basis for the abatement. Where did the $200 a day come in?
The $200 is, guidelines on abatement. It says either $200 per instance, or in some cases, $200 a day. With an issue like the furnace being out, especially in the winter, we thought $200 a day was a more appropriate, factor.
Okay, I understand that.
Kelly, I'm just happy you're here. At the end of the day, I'm just happy you're here. I don't do this to make money. I do this to entertain people. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate it. What up, NW? I was actually supposed to call you back after my last video, and I forgot. Sorry. I will. I'll message you after this.
That's your thought, but how do we get from $200 per instance to $200 per day? Just because it's your thought. I need to have a legal basis. So that's why I'm trying to understand this.
Yes, Your Honor. So we knew for a fact that she went 6 days without heat on the furnace. That is why we calculated it by day. Everything else we did by instance, because we do not have a date where it needed to be repaired and a date where it was fixed. So we went by instance for those because we didn't have specific dates for that.
Okay, so why is the furnace on here twice then? There's another 3 days at $200 a day.
Yes, Your Honor. The furnace is currently out, and Ms. DeForest had requested on October 11th that the furnace be repaired, and the repair person is coming tomorrow. So she is currently without heat.
Okay, well,
Your
now,
Honor, also,
here, I'm going to indicate this. Well, yes, it's gotten cooler. I mean, I didn't even turn the heat on in my house.
Your Honor, one other thing, the daughter's ceiling was testified to at the last hearing. This was prior to March 1st of this year. She's asking for an abatement of rent she already. If you recall, Your Honor, the tenant had brought rent current through I think February or March of last year. And that's one instance. I'm not sure where the $1,200 is being pledged.
Okay, but I'm also, counsel, I'm a little bit confused because the daughter's room wasn't fixed until just now.
No, I know that. She's asking for abatement for the ceiling caving in, unless it's an abatement for the ceiling, the condition it's in. Because there was testimony that the ceiling had fallen on her daughter. That's been something that's been testified from.
That's right.
And so that happened prior to when rent started getting behind. So I guess I just want clarification on how that number was arrived at, and the, if it was for the caving in, then I don't believe that abatement was proper.
Okay, well, the court does recall the testimony that there was some communication to your clients regarding the furnace, and it had taken a while for them to get there to go repair that.
The dates are, yeah, the dates are correct. It was confirmed by both sides.
Correct.
March 20 to 26.
Correct.
But it's $200 per occurrence. And I think that's one occurrence.
Togless. Always good to see you, Togless. Every time I see Togless, all I think of is Judge King, and Judge King just commented about how tall Togless actually is. He said very nice words about her. So every time I see her name pop up, I just get a giant smile on my face because Judge King is an amazing person. Yeah, I think I'm behind in the. So I don't mean to. Yeah, I'm just clicking on things. Northwest. Yeah, no knows weird. No knows weird. He knows he's weird. You know what? Let's just play it. Let's just play the rest of this video. I don't know what's going on anymore. I really don't. So let's just watch the video and have some fun.
And so again, what's the statutory basis for $200 per day on that? Instead of the occurrence? Why should I grant your client a $1,200 abatement instead of the $200 abatement? Since on the first one in March.
Yes, Your Honor, I can get the case site or citation for it.
Okay. And the $1,200 for the daughter ceiling, please tell me about that.
We were looking at that from, the date when it did cave in. We would be willing to recalculate that from March until present. Just because the ceiling wasn't repaired, when we were looking at that, we had factored it as, a part of the house that wasn't usable at about 14.7% of the house, 14.7.
Oh no. What did I do? All right, let's hope it's gonna play in a second. This is what happens. I use wireless headphones, and when they start falling out of my ears, I'll put them back in my ears and I'll pause it. I'm hoping it's gonna play in a second, because we see the end of this. I just wasn't ready for a pause. So I'm talking. Come on. Colin, of 1 month ago, realized that you touched your headphones and you paused the recording. Sorry, not recording cord. I paused the time I was watching cord and grabbing the clip. It's not paused. Mimi, I know. I paused the video. That's why this is so long. I'm going to fast forward it here in a second. All right, we're at 43 minutes. Let's jump here to 45. Oh my, I paused this for a long time.
For how many months from when the ceiling?
Woo! I'm glad I did this live. If I would have made this a premiere, I would not have had any control over that. But now you can hear my lovely voice, and I can tell you guys how awesome my channel is and how I don't make editing mistakes. I'm so good at this. I've been doing this for at least 43 years. At the humble age of 39, I've been doing this for 43 years. And I'm really good at editing. I didn't rewind it that far. I just all right.
12,000?
$1,200, sorry.
Yay!
$1,200.
$1,200?
Yeah,
$1,200.
Okay, but I thought you were just recalculating that, so that, I'm following along with the 14.7%, I understand how you got to that. The bathtub faucet running nonstop, where do you get to the $200 on that one?
Those are all, we did do per incident for all of the rest of the items on this list. There was at least a day where that was running nonstop before it was fixed. We don't have the dates, so we just went by incident. We don't have the dates from when it was running to when it was fixed. Sorry, I should clarify.
Okay, and so, again, what's the statutory authority that I can award an abatement of $200? Council, I'm very much inclined to grant an abatement of some sort. However, I need to have a statutory basis. I need to know what that dollar amount, where that dollar amount comes from. I can't just pick a number out of the air and grant an abatement. And so, Mr. Bapiker, where did your $2,500 abatement that you're willing to do, where did that come in? Where did that come from?
It was 12 occurrences at up to $2,400. If you go over this, there's 12 occurrences on this sheet. Honestly, we were negotiating with that number. We felt like that was the proper number based on the circumstances of this case. It wasn't really based on anything in particular. This is what my client was willing to offer in lieu of moving forward with the litigation. I guess deal with attorney fees and costs.
Okay, when you're saying 12 occurrences, 12 different items that needed repairs? When you said 12 occurrences, what does that mean?
I counted 12 occurrences, 12 items.
12 items, okay.
And so there's 12 items if you count the furnace that was added on at the bottom. The second, I guess, I don't know if that's even an abatement amount because it's not cold enough at this point. So 11 total occurrences. My client was satisfied with that amount. They, as the court saw the condition of the property, they didn't want to offer her something that they felt was fair. That actually adds up to about 3 months of rent that they were willing to abate.
And how much rent is being requested?
Currently, the unpaid rent is $8,218.37. That does include, I'm sorry, let me keep forgetting because there's a water bill in that amount.
No, I'm just asking for the rent.
Yeah, I apologize, Your Honor. It's $7,000 in unpaid rent.
7,000 even?
Yes, sir.
And those are what months?
That would be, I guess, $800, about 9 months. So the last 9 months. There was partial, I don't have my calculator. And then the water bill of 12, there's 2 water bills. $1,218.37 was the amount that was transferred to taxes. And then the new water bill balance I brought today is $634.74.
Okay, ma'am, when's the last time you paid a water bill?
I didn't pay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't pay the water bill when my water heater blew and the sink, when it stopped leaking.
So when's the last time you paid a water bill?
It's been a couple months,
A couple months.
yes.
Well, $1,218.37 was placed on the tax roll, which that's more than a couple months of an amount, and that seems to probably have been last year.
That's
Right.
when the water heater blew and all the water was going everywhere on the floor.
Okay, and so why should the owners of the home have to pay for that and not you?
I told them before that when DTE came out to my house, they said that the water heater was very bad and it was a fire hazard and needed to be changed. I told the landlord that, and it's still a year goes by and it ended up going.
Okay, is there anything in writing regarding that communication with the landlord?
It's in another phone, I can get it though.
Is there anything in writing from DTE regarding the state of the water heater?
No.
Your Honor, we're not disputing the water.
Hey, Lane, are you still here? Is Lane still here? I want to personally tell Lane thank you very much for you were my only donation tonight, so I just want to say thank you. I had a few others this afternoon, and I'm gonna start putting a list together and putting them across like towards the end of the video, maybe in the beginning of the video, because there are people that donate throughout the day and not while I'm on video. But Lane, thank you. Yeah, Lane, thank you so much. You're the only one tonight, so I very much appreciate it. You're awesome. You made tonight's video worth it. I am gonna finish playing this out, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So yeah, till next time. Bye.
Except for the late fees that were added on.
What's the amount of the late fee? Well, why would the $203.07, why should your client not be responsible for the late fees on the water bills? Especially when one was thrown on the taxes.
Yeah, the amount that was added to taxes was $1,015.31. It appears that they added an additional 20% late fee.
Who's they? The landlord or
Yes, the landlord.
the water company? Who added that late fee?
Your Honor, the municipality adds that late fee, it's statutory. We don't have a choice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not, I explained that at the last hearing.
The only thing that is showing that we got from the city as far as the water goes is $1,015.31 added to taxes.
What's the date of that?
The date that it was added to taxes was 7/1/23.
Okay. And counsel, where do you have showing that it's the late fee in that amount with the $1,218.37?
It's the tax bill from the county. Actually, it would be the county that adds it to the tax. I believe we attach that as part of our exhibits, right? And it is already in evidence. Appears to be exhibit 4, I believe. And it's 12/18/37, Your Honor. I think it's exhibit 4.
Okay, I see that, yeah. And that appears to be from the county. And
That's
so,
correct.
council, do you see that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so that amount is what it is. So. Okay, so I took the $5,003.07 that defendant is requesting an abatement, and I removed the water bill, the water amount of $1,218.37 and the $317.37, which is $3,149.96.
Your Honor, could you repeat that amount? I apologize.
$3,149.96. Which is $649.96 over what the plaintiff was willing to offer abatement to resolve the matter. And it's less the $5,003.07 that the defendant was requesting. So the court's going to order $3,149.96 in abatement. The court does find that the $200 per occurrence on the balance of the issues, as well as the furnace issues of 200 a day for March. As the testimony last time was that there was communication regarding that, but there wasn't anything done about it. And then, but the court is going to remove $300 from the furnace request. The most recent request, because that doesn't seem to have been communicated. So that's $2,849.96 is going to be the amount that's abated. So the amount owing of $7,000 minus $2,849.96 is $4,150.04 is what's owing.
Plus the water bill balances as stated, Your Honor. Which I have total 1853.11.
The water bill, I took the water bill off the abatement request. So that's still,
But then it's getting double counted, Your Honor.
so that's still doing, I wasn't saying it wasn't due. It's still doing owing.
Yeah.
I'm taking that off the abatement request.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I was just trying to explain how I got to the abatement
Okay, I got it.
amount and then what's currently owed for the rent.
Sure.
Yes, there is still, the water is still due and owing.
Okay, so that amount is
So the amount for the water is 1,800 what?
$1,853.11. That amount is $12,1837, the amount we confirmed was transferred to their taxes. And then the current water bill, which I have a copy, it's not in the file, $634.74.
So the total amount due and owing is $6,003.15. When you take the $4150.04 plus the $1853.11 for the water bill. That's the total judgment.
And I would be remiss if I didn't ask for statutory costs and fees.
Which is how much?
It's $130 costs. I believe it's $150 for trial for statutory attorney fees.
Or the $6,283.15.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Anything else, counsel, on either side?
No, Your Honor.
I have a judgment. Am I preparing it, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. And the writ date's the 23rd.
Council, any objection if the court extends this to be October 30th for the writ date?
No objection, Your Honor.
Would that be sufficient, council?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so the writ will be October 30th. All right. All right, the court will sign that judgment. Yeah.
Nothing else,
No,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
All right, and I commend all counsel for handling this matter. I know it's difficult, lots of emotion, but all in all, everything was handled very well. All
And
right,
I actually thank the court for all the diligence. It's been very impressive, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
you're welcome. All right, let's go off the record.